Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Digital Weather Desk, powered by Century Next Bank. I'm Jared Floyd. Happy Thursday, midday, and continuing to focus the bulk of the forecast on the rain chances that are upcoming for this weekend. Timing is becoming a little bit clearer. There is going to be somebody somewhere on Saturday that doesn't see the rain at the time that they expected it, and they'd canceled an outdoor plan, and they're going to be ticked off when they see, well, we probably could have got things in. The rain didn't set in until later. You really don't want to take those risks because, again, rain will be scattered at the onset, becoming more widespread later into Saturday night, into Sunday morning. And a lot of folks had to make decisions early this week for planning purposes, and it's always tough to fine-tune the timing details of the system. And so I'm still trying to have some question marks regarding when the heaviest rain will set in. Check of the radar products made possible by Brown's Roofing, the exclusive roofing partner of the Digital Weather Desk. It doesn't show much, but we do see some rain out to the southwest. Visible satellite shows sun-filled skies for the most part. Starting to see some high clouds sneak back in, and that's the beginnings of the wind shift that will allow for deeper amounts of subtropical moisture to start moving in as early as tomorrow, but really ramping up late tomorrow night into early Saturday. Water vapor imagery out to the west. Good afternoon, Anthony, and thanks for hopping in. Shows that broad upper low slow mover moving through the Four Corners region as expected, and a lot of moisture getting stirred up out ahead of it. In general, most of what we're seeing right now is just kind of trapped in a relatively zonal flow. But a check of the mid-level winds, and again, currently we have almost a northwesterly flow in the mid-levels of the atmosphere, so that doesn't incorporate a lot of dry air, or it doesn't incorporate a lot of moisture into place. But as that upper low starts to dig into place over the next 24 to 36 hours, we have a more southwesterly flow in the atmosphere, and with that, we're looking at the potential for subtropical moisture to start incorporating back in the forecast, mid and upper level moisture and more deep layered moisture into place. And then the upper low swings into place and moves into the area for Saturday and Sunday, and you start seeing the kind of the return low-level moisture streaming in, bringing rain and some of it heavy at times through the daytime hours Saturday and into Sunday. Eventually, the upper low starts to kind of absorb into the upper-level pattern, wanders off to the east, and the rain chances draw to a close for the early parts of next week. The good news is it looks as though most of the rain is focused Saturday, Sunday. Earlier in the week, it looked like we were going to deal with Saturday, Sunday, and then maybe Monday, Tuesday, or a Tuesday, Wednesday system. And it looks like most of early next week we dry out pretty quickly. Futurecast made possible by Bayou Power Sports. I-20 Frontage Road in Monroe shows late morning rain on Saturday is fairly scattered. And again, there's going to be some areas, some outdoor activity that canceled on Saturday on account of rain, and they're going to look at the radar Saturday and for whatever time that they had their event plan, and they're going to go, we could have probably gotten this in. Possibly, but again, you'd be taking a big gamble with outdoor chances, outdoor events this weekend. Any lake wind advisories during this storm event? I expect winds to pick up a little bit tomorrow afternoon, probably in the 5 to 15 mile an hour range. If the winds are going to pick up and be a little bit stronger, it would be during the daytime hours on Saturday and into early Sunday, but probably not that breezy. Obviously, thunderstorm-driven rains are the different story. But again, at this point, winds breezy, but not necessarily overly gusty. By late Saturday night, early Sunday morning, the rain becomes a little bit more widespread, perhaps a little bit more concentrated, a little bit heavier in intensity, and then we set up for late Saturday night, Sunday morning, when the heaviest rain looks to set in across the region. Some thunderstorms probably embedded in there as well. Some leftover scattered stuff through the day on Sunday, and then skies start to clear out as we head into the early parts of next week. But another cold front is still expected Tuesday, Wednesday, and that will bring another change in terms of temperatures and probably some cooler air behind it. Look at Futurecast in terms of rainfall. And again, if you joined us this morning, I think this has a really good illustration of how some areas will see maybe an inch of rain and some areas may see 3 or 4 inches of rain. The thunderstorm-driven rains are obviously going to lead to the highest totals. Another computer model take on things, still very aggressive, kind of looking at the more widespread rain potential. I think most of us are going to fall into the 2 to 3 inch range generally across the region. In fact, as you take a look at the forecast rainfall, official forecast from the Weather Prediction Center, it has most of our area painted in a 2 to 3 inch swath. Some locally higher amounts of 4 inches of rain or even higher are not out of the question as well. Sorry, I just got a buzz from the National Weather Service, so let me check something on this other computer while we're talking about all of this. I just want to make sure that we're not missing a flash flood watch. And no, they have not issued any yet. So, and we may not see any as we get into the this week. The 2.5, 3 inches of rain spread out over 2 days could be very beneficial in many locations. But thunderstorm-driven rains, if we get 2.5 inches of rain in 30 minutes, or in a half hour, or in an hour, hour and a half, that's obviously going to lead to the localized street flooding, flash flooding concerns, especially for the poorly draining areas. Here's a look at the excessive rain outlook. Again, same as it was this morning. Slight risk level 2 for much of northern Louisiana and along the Mississippi Valley. Marginal risk level 1 for everyone else. Again, quite a bit of rainfall, but stretched out over a couple of days, it's beneficial. But where we see the heavier downpours, obviously some of those more extreme totals, some localized street flooding and flash flooding could be a possibility. Severe weather threat, Krista, you asked about that. There it is. This is the outlook for Saturday. Not overly concerned about strong to severe thunderstorms. That said, I don't have an outlook to show this, but in my mind, I would think Saturday evening into Saturday night, an isolated strong to severe storm can't be ruled out. Damaging winds would be our primary concern. Again, that's just in my mind the general thought process of when we're going to probably see the most organized thunderstorm potential, with the overall best upper level support moving into the region. So this part of the forecast can still change. If it does, I'll let you know. Daytime highs today near 80 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Winds out of the southeast staying fairly light. Lows tonight, low 50s. A few clouds possible, but we'll call it mostly clear skies. Winds will stay out of the southeast. A look at the 7-day forecast. Again, the heavy rain potential is focused in on Saturday, and for folks that are seeing this and seeing that the rain chances are falling for Saturday, keep in mind that a lot of it will be scattered for a good chunk of the day Saturday. The Saturday night and Sunday rain chances go up to about 70 or 80% across the region. So the 7-day doesn't tell the whole story. I could have put 70% in right in between. But again, as we get deeper into the forecast and as we talk more about it, I think most folks will get the message that late Saturday, early Sunday really brings the best potential for rainfall. That's pretty much a look at the forecast. Oh, cold front moves through on Tuesday. Look at daytime highs Wednesday back near 70. I have a lot of spots in the 60s for highs next Thursday. So there's something. Fall is here, folks. And that also, along with it, comes with the waves of rainfall. This is really the big storm system for the next week. I don't see anything beyond it that really looks overly threatening. Obviously, as we go through the rest of the fall months, we're going to hit some active stretches here and there, but this looks to be the big rainmaker over the next 7 days. Reminder, the Digital Weather Desk, powered by Century Next Bank, is a digital weather platform serving 33 parishes and counties across northern Louisiana, southern Arkansas, and western Mississippi. It is brought 100% free to you by the local businesses that you see there on your screen. If you are a local business that would like to be a part of what we're doing here, we would love to have you on board. Email me at jared@digitalweatherdesk.com. And how do you play your role? It's pretty simple. Follow us on your favorite social media platforms. Download our app if you can. It is available for Apple users, Android users. It's coming soon. Like, comment, and share on the content that you like to see, or just share the stuff that you think folks need to know about, and support our local business partners when you can, if you can. I'll join you later today. Your Sterlington football forecast coming out in about an hour and 15 minutes or so. Your fishing game forecast later this evening. And if you can't join us this evening, I'll have a look at the forecast later today. You can check that at your leisure. Thanks so much for stopping by the Digital Weather Desk.